What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand spanking new episode of Worlds TV. If you guys are new, make sure you follow us on our social media platforms at Worlds TV on X and Instagram, and Worlds TV on TikTok. And today we got some new breaking news in the Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez shooting case that happened just a couple of years ago. So in a breaking news report, Kelsey Harris' bodyguard finally comes out and says Kelsey Harris was the one who shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot and not Tory Lanez the day after Tory Lanez is suspiciously stabbed 14 times in prison in an incident where he never happened to him before. All of a sudden, now he's stabbed the day after this news comes out. So I'm going to share the screen for you guys. We're going to maximize it. And this is what was posted all over X. So let's take a look at what the lawyer had to say in regard of the statement that Kelsey Harris bodyguard gave to the representatives. Here we go.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Ms. Pete, did not shoot at Ms. Pete, or did not assault Ms. Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Ms. Harris's DNA taken?
Bingo.
Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken?
Bingo.
Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
And there you have it. There you fucking have it. Now, I have a couple of questions to ask. Why did Kelsey Harris' bodyguard wait 5 fucking years to finally come out and say something? Why did he wait 2 years after Tory Lanez was sentenced for a crime he possibly did not commit? He wants to talk about, well, his conscience couldn't deal with having an innocent man sit in jail for something he didn't do. Well, he's been sitting in jail for the past 2 years. And now you want to finally come out and say something? Either those Rock Nation checks stop coming in, or maybe he actually did feel bad and decided to finally be a good Samaritan to say, hey, it took for Tory Lanez to get stabbed 14 times and almost die for him to say, you know what? Let me try to get this man out of jail for something he didn't do. Unfucking believable. And what that man said is correct. Tory Lanez's DNA was not on the gun used to shoot Meg. And why did they only test his DNA sample? They didn't test Meg. They didn't test Kelsey Harris, nor did they test Kelsey Harris's bodyguard / driver. And everybody, all these women want to talk about believe all women. Women always telling the truth. No, they fucking not. Women are grade A liars. Have we not seen what happened to Jonathan Majors? Have we not seen what happened to Leonardo DiCaprio? Have we not seen what happened to other high-profile males in the celebrity entertainment business who were falsely accused by greedy, bitter woman. This is a reality. Meg Thee Stallion was upset because Tory Lanez was fucking other girls. Meanwhile, Meg Thee Stallion was also cheating on her man at the time, and I believe what was his name, Cardi, something like that. Playboy, I forgot his name, but she was cheating on somebody that she was with, that writer. That's what happened. Meg Thee Stallion was upset and bitter and jealous that Tory Lanez was fucking other people at the party. He was fucking Kelsey Harris, and he was possibly fucking Kylie Jenner. She saw that, she got butthurt, got extremely intoxicated. That's why she got kicked out the party. Don't remember a thing what happened in that car, and then tried to pin it on Tory Lanez because guess what? She was hurt. And I do not need cancel culture to come after Meg Thee Stallion. I need Meg Thee Stallion and Kelsey Harris to both be held accountable for willingly putting an innocent black man behind bars for a crime he did not commit. Because black women in general, are allergic or afraid of accountability. And black women want to talk about, black men don't protect them. Black men are sellouts. Black men are this and that. Meanwhile, you have two black men in the entertainment business knew exactly what happened that night and still willing to decide to put that man behind bars for something that he did not do. So I need cancel culture to come out and cancel Meg Thee Stallion and cancel Kelsey Harris and put their ass behind bars. This case needs to be reopened. Kelsey Harris and Meg Thee Stallion both need to be served the same sentence that Tory Lanez was serving, 10 years plus. And Tory Lanez should be not only immediately free, he should be given back pay for all the days he has been sitting behind bars suffering. That man got stabbed 14 fucking times, a collapsed lung, multiple injuries, could have died. And again, why decide to come out and say this the day after he gets stabbed? Because Tory Lanez, like I said, has been in the prison for almost 2 years. Nothing's happened to him. He hasn't had an incident, not one incident until now. Did Jay-Z and Meg Thee Stallion and her Rock Nation goons knew that this information was coming out and they tried to silence Tory? Because we gotta be real here. Tory Lanez, Jay-Z and Rock Nation have a lot of money. And when you have a lot of money, that means you have a lot of power and a lot of connections. They knew this was probably going to come out. So the best way to keep everybody shut and to minimize this blow, you take out the competitor. They tried to silence Tory Lanez. That's my opinion. Because we can't just say, oh, it's a coincidence that Tory Lanez gets stabbed, almost died, and then the next day, disinformation, this bombshell information comes out. As I said, Meg Thee Stallion's story in this case was so damn inconsistent. She cannot keep her story straight. Tory Lanez's story stayed the same. Meg Thee Stallion's story constantly kept changing. That right there is a strong indication of a liar. Also, too, she had an interview with Gail Kim, and Gail Kim specifically asked her, were you intimate with Tory Lanez? Were you guys having sex? And she said no. And it comes to find out she was, because she had to admit that under oath. Not to mention, Meg Thee Stallion lied under oath because other stories that she told to the public was completely different when she was sitting in that courtroom being cross-examined. Tory Lanez DNA was not on the gun. They didn't choose to test for any DNA of any other people involved in that incident on the gun. So that tells you all you need to know. Unfucking believable. But we knew this was coming. Real people who are not stupid, who did not believe in he says, she says, knew that Tory Lanez was somewhat innocent. Now this further proves that he is innocent. And this is what I want to say to all these fucking everybody on social media, on the internet, all of a sudden wants to be a lawyer, all of a sudden knew what happened, what exactly happened at that incident. First of all, you don't know these people from a can of paint. They don't fucking know you. You were not inside that car. Just because woman says, oh, well, this person that did, this person that did, you're going to fucking believe him. No. We live in a law which is innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. Because if that's the case, anybody could come out and say you did something horrible to them and you would just be locked away without proving your innocence or having them prove these are those allegations of you. That's why we have a due process system. If you are alleging anybody of doing something horrible to you, you have to fucking prove it, because guess what? People are fucking liars. Anybody can come up and say anything about you. You have to prove that it was done. Meg the Stallion couldn't prove it, but somehow she's still walking free. Tory Lanez proved his innocence, but somehow he's behind bars. Unfucking believable. But let me know what you guys think about this bombshell news. Kelsey Harris' bodyguard finally gives in a statement to the attorney team. I believe this is Tory Lanez's attorney team, saying that Kelsey Harris was the one who shot Meg in the foot, and it was not Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez needs to be completely free and exonerated, and Meg the Stallion and Kelsey Harris both need to be locked up and thrown away the keys. What do you guys think about this? Leave your comments down below. Smash like button, subscribe to the channel. I will catch you guys later. God bless. Stay safe. Don't touch these bitches. Peace.